Okay, so I'm Russell Gill. I am the head of cooperative relations for the Cooperative Group in the UK, which is the largest consumer co-op in Britain. I've fulfilled that role or similar roles working in membership and social goals for about the last 25 years. I think the first area I know that you were interested to explore is the connection between our retail strategy and membership recruitment. It is true to say that over the past decade or so, the co-op in the UK has moved away from hypermarkets to the point where we have very few. However, we are one of the United Kingdom's largest operators of convenience stores. And that move into that particular segment of the market has coincided with, in recent years, a review of our approach to membership. I think it's probably true to say that both strategies were of equal importance and were developed in parallel. So it wasn't the case that we thought that we had to move into convenience stores for the benefit of our members, nor was it the case that membership and its importance followed our move into convenience. Rather, it was two things that coincided. But our strategy now sees a very direct connection between convenience retailing and the importance of membership. Our corporate strategy is called Stronger Co-op, Stronger Communities. And what that's basically saying is that to run a successful convenience business, you must have a very, very strong relationship with the local community. And that relationship is best delivered through having a very strong membership proposition. And so the two things do really work hand in hand. And we have developed our membership offer now to take account of the need to have a really close relationship with the local community. The way that membership is promoted by the co-op group is based on two really important elements. There is a reward element for the individual member. So in order to reward them for their trade with us, we offer them a 5% reward for any purchases they make of co-op own brand product. But really importantly, we also add to that a 1% reward, which our members are then able to give to a local community cause that is active in their neighbourhood. And what that does is help to cement the relationship between our local co-op shops, the members, and the many great cooperative activities that happen at a local level. Over the past 12 months or so, since we launched the scheme, something like £50 million per year has been distributed to our members, and around about 10 million to the local communities. So that means that since we relaunched our approach to membership, almost £100 million has gone to our members and almost £20 million to the local communities. And that's certainly helped to create a really strong bond between our shops at the local level, our members, and the communities that benefit from our trade. I would say one of the big challenges for a large cooperative like the Co-op Group is actually communicating with members. And I would be, it wouldn't be true to say that we have solved everything. There are still many challenges for us. When you have 4.5 million members, that is an awful lot of people to reach. And I would say, in all honesty, that too many of those members have quite a distant relationship with us. They see us as being a shop where they will buy groceries from, but not necessarily an organisation who they expect to hear from on a regular basis. However, what I would say is that digital technology has made life so much easier than it was a few years ago. When we used to be reliant on posting out magazines or leaflets, the cost of engaging with our members really was prohibitive. And I think the advent of digital communications, whether it be email, SMS text, or social channels, has made it much more cost effective for us to communicate with our members on a regular basis. We do use social channels quite frequently, in particular Facebook, and also we communicate quite avidly through others such as Twitter. However, I think in all honesty, the majority of our communications is probably using email notifications, which point people to our web presence. And there are a couple of good examples of this, I would say. We encourage member engagement through an initiative which we call Join In. And what Join In tries to do is to enable members to influence the way in which we operate the business. Now, that can be something quite straightforward. So, for example, we have recently launched a new fair trade wine, which was designed by our members. And that was everything from members giving us feedback on their favourite designs for labels, right the way through to panels of members tasting some of the product itself. And that eventually led to a member-endorsed product through our Join In channel, which, when it was launched, was one of the best-selling fair trade wines. We had a similar exercise when we have designed a new travel insurance product, which again we did through enabling members to communicate and participate online in discussion forums about how they would wish to design a travel insurance product. So I think these types of initiatives have helped to open up new ways of participating. I think another example I would give is when it comes to our campaigning. We chose our most recent national campaign, which was on the problem of loneliness, as a result of feedback we got from members through our Join In initiative. And so there are many, many opportunities. Some of them are quite small, some of them are quite big, that we look to give members the chance to engage with digitally. Democracy is an interesting challenge. We, like many cooperatives, we want to encourage as many members to vote in our elections as possible. I think we have a long way to go. We have increasingly encouraged people to participate using digital channels, using online voting rather than paper-based voting. But we know at the moment that the likelihood of people voting is less currently than it used to be when they used to return pieces of paper through the post. So we have to continue to work to change people's behaviour so that they will participate more and more digitally. So many of you may be aware that a few years ago the co-op in the UK faced something of a crisis. It was linked to our cooperative bank, but also some big commercial losses. And that prompted the organisation to have a long, hard think about its strategic priorities. And the conclusion of the board and indeed the senior management team was that we needed to really reinvigorate our cooperative credentials and make the wider public in the UK understand that we stood for being a different type of business. And so for the past 2 or 3 years, that's really been at the centre of our strategy. Our strategic priority now is all about being a stronger co-op and creating stronger communities. The stronger co-op part is all about making sure that the goods and services that we offer to our members are both as good as they could be, but also are distinctive, have those very strong ethical credentials that you would expect from a co-op, and that we put service at the heart of everything that we do, and that we reward members through our membership proposition. The stronger community element is all about the way in which we engage with the community, both in terms of supporting the things that matter to people at a local level. For example, through our membership reward scheme, where we give 1% of members' trade when they buy cooperative products goes to support local community causes. But it's also around how we engage with the community. So, for example, we are in the process of appointing 1,500 member pioneers whose job will be to be the link between our co-op businesses and members and the community at a local level. We think that we have a lot to say to the local community, not just about the impact that we can have in supporting what's important to them, but also on some of the campaigns that we wish to promote. The types of things that we've historically been associated with are issues like fair trade or animal welfare issues. But we've equally recently been wanting to tackle some of the more contemporary issues that are facing business. So, for example, we have a big campaign on the issue of modern slavery, which is all about how many unscrupulous businesses are using people to sometimes who've been trafficked in from overseas, sometimes who are paid very poor wages in order to make profits that shouldn't be made. We're also focusing on themes such as loneliness, which is something that many people of all ages now face. And I think as well, we have a very particular responsibility to promote cooperation and the cooperative movement. So we are always seeking to support other cooperatives in the work they do at a local level. These types of themes give us a very distinctive story that we can tell to our members, tell to the media. And so, for example, we have just announced our half-yearly results to the press in the United Kingdom. And you will see that we have given just as much emphasis to the positive impact we are having on the communities that we serve, as well as the business successes that we're able to celebrate that we've achieved. And I think that's a good indication of how we are trying to see that having a stronger co-op business, but also stronger communities, are of equal importance for our strategy going forwards.